Well, hello, Caymans. I'm Mr. Eicher, one of the Math 3 teachers here at Classical Academy. Thank you for joining me for this first video. You'll be seeing videos from myself, also from Mr. Brack, and from Mrs. Phelps. Since doing distance learning can be a lot of work, we share the responsibilities of making stuff on Schoology and making videos like this. So if there's ever a time that you have a question, we ask that you ask your particular teacher that you're assigned to that question first. But if you find a mistake, for instance, in a video, which we all make mistakes, please message the teacher who made the video first so that we can fix the mistake. But thank you for looking out for us, and we're looking out for you. So in this first video, we'll be looking at section 1.1. So if you don't have the class notes, you should find the class notes under the week 0 folder on Schoology, the Math 3 course on Schoology. And we recommend for each lesson, we'll have notes like this. We recommend that you print out those notes so you could follow along. You could, if you don't have paper or ink, you could take notes separately on a piece of paper. That works too. Also, you could download the notes and just have it if you have an iPad or tablet. Then you could take notes right there. So anything to keep you engaged, keep you learning math is what we're looking for. So this first lesson is on 1.1, expressions and formulas. I'm going to break this lesson into 3 separate videos. This first video will do mainly expressions, and then the next video will do some substitution stuff, and then the last video will do a couple word problems. The reason why I do that is so that you don't have one big 30-minute video and you feel like you have to sit through the whole thing, but you could do piece by piece. After you've watched the 3 videos, there is one assignment on Schoology called TT 1.1. That TT is for Try This 1.1. If you've been at Classical Academy for any period of time, you're familiar with Try This problems. If you're new to the school, welcome. Hello, new Cayman. Thanks for joining us. But Try This problems, if we were in a classroom setting, we would pause at certain places in the lesson and make sure that you know what's going on. So to do that, how I've indicated it in your notes, you'll see this question, number 5 is circled. That number 5 is on Schoology. So as we go through these questions, I'll mention to you, okay, now if you want to do number 5 at that time, you could pause the video, work number 5 in your notes so that when you get to Schoology, you've already seen the question and you can quickly type in your answer and then see if you got it right. And you have multiple attempts on those Schoology Try This problems. I think that's all I need to say. So let's start with our very first lesson of the year. Welcome to Math 3, lesson 1.1. So we have an expression. We deal a lot in math class with expressions. So an expression does not have an equal sign. Uh-oh, wrong pen. Not a good way to start the year. Does not have an equal sign. So all these things down here, these are all expressions. There's no equal. So we're not solving for anything. We're just going to evaluate it and get a 1-number answer. To simplify expressions, we need to know the order of operations. And you've probably talked about the order of operations for quite a while now in math class. But the order of operations is pretty important. It's this agreed on order that we can get the same answers from the same questions if we all follow the same order. If everybody's following a different order, and that's like legit okay to follow a different order, everybody's going to get wrong answers and then the whole internet will explode, and we don't want that. So we start with anything inside grouping symbols. The grouping symbols that you're probably most familiar with are parentheses, but there's also brackets and braces, and also a fraction bar is considered a grouping symbol. So we always start by simplifying, starting with anything inside grouping symbols. Then we evaluate exponents or powers. And then after that, we do multiplication and division from left to right. So if there's ever a question, like say you had this, 3 divided by 6 times 2, you wouldn't actually do the 6 times 2 first. That was kind of surprising to me when I learned that. I got to high school and I was like, what? I think I've been doing this wrong the whole time. But we go left to right. So this division and this multiply right here, we would do left to right. So we do this division first and then get that number, and then we would deal with the times 2 part. And addition and subtraction is the same idea. So we do addition and subtraction left to right. So that also means, for example, that if we had 3 minus 6 plus 2, we would actually do the subtraction before the addition. So it's left to right. So whatever's on the left, the subtraction's on the left of the addition. So we do that subtraction first. So it's kind of like we read left to right, same idea, left to right. So let's look at a couple of examples here. This says, find the value of each expression, show work. And we kind of start off, hopefully pretty easy for you. We have an addition. Oh, let me zoom in here. We have an addition and a division here. So division wins. Again, earlier I might have mentioned, probably should have mentioned something that you're familiar with. PEMDAS. I'm not sure if you've heard of PEMDAS before, but PEMDAS is just an easy way to remember that we do parentheses, P, exponents, E, multiply and division left to right, MD, and then A and S, PEMDAS. Okay, so that's PEMDAS. I guess that's all I'll say about that. Okay, back to this one. So we do the division first. So it's a good idea before you just jump in, try to have like a plan in your head, like what am I going to do first? So first we're going to do this part, and then after that we'll do the plus 18. So I'm just going to write the 18 here, because that's going to be later anyway. 6 divided by 3, 6 over 3, that's 2. So 18 plus 2, we get 20. And that's our answer, 20. Not like, it's not x equals 20, it's just 20. It's not an equation, we're not solving for a variable, we're just evaluating an expression. All right, next one. This is an example of, we're going to do grouping symbols first. So in PEMDAS, the P is for parentheses. I guess it could be GEMDAS, which is grouping instead of parentheses. But we'll do the stuff inside the parentheses first. We'll do this stuff. And then after that, we're multiplying 3 times whatever the result is. So we'll do that next. And then finally, that minus 4 is going to be way at the end. So we would have 8 plus 3, that's 11, multiply by 3. And then 3 times 11 is 33. Keep bringing down the minus 4. And then finally, 33 minus 4 is 29. And that's our answer. All right, next, we have a set of parentheses here that's being multiplied. So 8 times 5. We also have a division. So we're going to do this multiply here. Going to do that multiply before the division. So multiplication is left to right. So we're going to do this first. And then after that, we're going to do the division. So this part's number 1. This part will be number 2. So I'm just going to bring down the 2 plus stuff. This minus 3, I'll just write that down there. So first we're going to do the 8 times 5, which is 40. Divide by 2. And then second, we're going to do this part, the 40 divided by 2. So bring the 2 down again. 40 divided by 2 is 20, and then minus 3. And then we have addition and subtraction. So what wins? What do we do first? Well, we go left to right, or left to right. I'm not sure on the screen which way is left, which way is right. But we do the addition, then the subtraction left to right. So we're going to do this next. So that would be 22 minus 3, and that's an answer of 19. All right, let's look at number 4. Number 4 goes crazy on us with a bunch of different grouping symbols. We're going to start on the inside and work outwards. So we'll start way on the inside, and let me maybe like highlight these so you could tell which one's which. So we have parentheses. Whoa, that's the wrong option. We have parentheses here, and then we have brackets here. So let's actually start with that before dealing with all the braces that we have there. So we have 1 minus brace 30 divided by bracket 7, 3 times -4 here, that would be -12. So plus a -12. Bracket, brace. Again, we're going to work on the inside, so we're going to start with this stuff. So let's simplify that. That would be 1 minus brace 30 divided by 7 minus 12 is -5. -5. Brace. Okay, we're almost there. Again, working on the inside of the grouping symbols that we have left are the braces. So we have this stuff is what we're going to do next. So we have 1 minus 30 divided by -5, that's -6. Now I put the braces there just to remind me that I have a minus and negative. You very well could just write it like this, and that's fine. But remember, 1 minus a negative is actually going to be 1 plus. A minus a negative, the subtraction is defined as adding the opposite. So we're going to add the opposite of a -6. So we're really going to add the opposite of -6 is +6. So that's a lot to say. Basically, we're just doing 1 plus 6. So our answer for this whole crazy thing up here, we finally get 7 as our answer. Now, like I said earlier, this number 5 has a circle around it. So if you'd like to pause this video and try number 5, that will help you later whenever you try the assignment on Schoology, which is called TT 1.1. And it looks kind of like it's kind of a green looking cog thing. But it's under the week 0 folder. So try this 1.1. It's going to have 5 questions. And the very first question is this one, even though it's marked as number 5. It's the first question. Exactly the same. All right, next one, number 6. Again, we have grouping symbols, so we should do that first, this stuff. So let's do that first. So we have 0.3. 1.5 plus 24 is 25.5 divided by 0.5. And then what we'll do next is, before doing this division here, we do multiplication before division if it's first left to right. So there's this right here is basically multiplying. So we have 0.3, so we're going to do this stuff first. So 0.3 times 25.5 is 7, wrong marker, 7.65 divided by 0.5. And then we just divide, so this is the same as 7.65 divided by 2, same thing. And we get an answer of 3.825. On Schoology, we try to be careful. We're not always perfect at this, but we try to be careful to tell you how many decimals we want you to round to. So on Schoology, for instance, we would say round this to 3 decimal places, and that would be your answer, 3.825. If we say to round to 4 decimal places, then you should add a 4th decimal place, which would just be 8250 at the end. And then the last one in this section that you see, number 7, that would be another try this. As you can see, this little circle here, this is, again, on try this 1.1 on Schoology, and this would be the second question on Schoology. So if you do it now, then later, once you've watched all the videos, you can go back through your notes and answer those questions. I'll end the video here, but in the next video, we'll start with number 8 below in the notes. Thanks for watching.